I got bored waiting. I wanted to leave myself enough time to set up, but I got bored. So how's it going, everybody? Can you all hear me? It's been a while. It's been a while since we did a live. I'm very pleased with doing it. It's been a busy old time. But Bryn, Chris, Blue Reaper, thank you for joining. Very, very much appreciated. We appreciate your support. And George Murphy is here as well. It's a little hands-on horology get together by the looks. Bryn, hopefully you can come to the next hands-on horology. We had an excellent time. So yeah, truly was excellent. We got to chill together, didn't we? Didn't we, guys? But what have you guys been up to? Or are you here to find out what I've been up to? I don't know. It's been a while since I've done this. It's sketching me out. I don't know how to. I don't know how to do it anymore. Also, what do we think? It is. I'm wearing the Loco. I'll tell you what. It is absolutely sick. Sort of wish it wasn't on a white rubber, but the white dial. I did ask for the white dial, so I can't complain too much that they sent it on a white rubber. The white dial, I love. The white dial is. It is incredible. So I am. Yeah. Like. Oh, and look at that case back. Where's Terry? Terry is at home enjoying his night. Yeah. We're probably only going to have one video this week. We hit it really hard last week. We did 4. And we just haven't managed to find time to record another one. So we're going to have a video probably Friday. But yeah, I think I prefer this to the bel canto as well. Just look at... See if I can get it to actually properly... Yeah, there we go. Look at that case back. That's incredible. Like, this watch is madness. It's just so nice. It's a chunk. It's a chunky boy. Let's be honest. Also, can we appreciate the fact that Christopher Ward are doing deployant rubber? I appreciate that. So thank you very much, Christopher Ward. That's deployant rubber. I do sort of wish it had some sort of crown guards. I mean, it's a $4,000 watch. And it's sporty as well, so it's on rubber and stuff. I do wish I had crown guard. This isn't a review. I can't do the review. We've actually got to make the video to review. I do. So, what else do I have on review at the moment? I've got this. Have any of you heard of a brand called Minays? In fact, Minays. See if I can get this working properly. Right, I'm gonna bear with me. I know that half the screen is just black, but I need to make this work. Add window. Come on. Mayonnaise. There we go. Mayonnaise. Ah. Hello, Chris. Oh, wait, you're saying hello to George Murphy. I got confused. So many people call me George with a GE that I just reply to it. I reply to George with a GE, even though my name is technically Jorge. So yeah, I've got a mayonnaise right here. Like, it's got a very nice dial, I have to say. It is a very nice dial. And as well, the movement is really cool too. Like, that's a nice rotaway. It is the most complicated bracelet I have ever adjusted. It is ridiculous, this bracelet. To take out 2 links, I had to disassemble 4 links. Fully disassemble 4 links. It was ridiculous. And it doesn't have... And you're going to find all this out in the review as well. But also, no holes or screws at the edges. All of the screws are in the middle of the links on the underside. So that's interesting. The date window on here is really cool, I'll be honest. Especially because... Definitely did not just take out the crown with my teeth on a £7 watch. We'll look past it. Especially because, guys, if I can... Right. The date window actually is 1 colour for 1 set of numbers. Let's see if I can make it... It won't... It's not gonna... Oh, there we go. 1 colour for 1 set of numbers. It's another colour for another set of numbers. So odds are white or something, and evens are blue. So that's quite cool. I think that is quite cool, to be honest. But as I said, it's a £7 watch. Also, the bracelet does have an issue. It's got one big issue, but I'm not going to tell you guys what that is yet. I'm going to leave that for the full review, because it's a whopper. Like, I genuinely think the issue that this bracelet has, I do like a lot of stuff about the watch. Yeah, is that what it's called? A roulette day? I did not know that. Thank you for educating me. As I always say, I'm not an expert, you know, not an expert. So I'm always happy to be taught things, corrected. So I'm glad I know that now. Roulette day. That's really cool. It's nice. It's a nice little feature. But yeah, I'm going to leave the issue with the bracelet for the full review, because it's a whopper and it's genuinely... It's a deal breaker. It's pissed me off. So let's have a look at these guys' collection. Let's familiarise ourselves with the brand, ready for the full review. Well, I've already familiarised myself with the brand, obviously. So the one I have on loan is a full steel Aruga on a bracelet. So it is a $7,100 watch. This one, 42mm. I mean, it's nice movement. Apparently Awuga means beauty and elegance. Okay, it's using a ETA 2892, but it's very, very highly decorated. It's very highly decorated, but it does look nice. The actual movement itself looks darker than the rotary and stuff, so it's a nice little contrast. I have to say, the polishing on the hands and stuff is exceptional. The polishing on the hands and the indexes is exceptional because, as it says on screen right there, it is Soratsu polishing. That is the same sort of polishing that Grand Seiko uses, and I'll tell you what, I love it. It's like, it's mad, it's mental, it makes me go awooga, you know? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that is cool as shit. But you can see there just how goddamn complicated the bracelets are. Like, apparently this watch was inspired by, if you can see it there, a 3D puzzle. Rebuilding equation, patented structure allows Minet's watchmakers to assemble and disassemble exterior parts of the watch. Yeah, but that doesn't mean you have to make the bracelet 50,000 parts. Sorry, I'm gonna get slightly annoyed. The bracelet was genuinely the most... It was more frustrating to change that bracelet than a Breitling Navitimer bracelet. And if you've ever done a Breitling Navitimer bracelet, you will understand that it is a goddamn pain in the ass. And this bracelet was even more frustrating. Yeah, I don't think I'd pay £7 grand for this, but we'll wait for the full review. It's got a lot of nice things about this watch. A lot of nice things, I'll be honest. It's very nicely finished and stuff, but it does have some glaring issues that they really do need to iron out, because one of them, particularly on the bracelet, is a deal breaker. Straight up deal breaker. But yeah, as I said, I'm gonna leave that for the full review, because there's not many watches I've had big glaring issues like that with, so it's gonna make for an interesting video, I think. But yeah, massive problem with the bracelet, unfortunately. But this brand does have some other really cool watches. If we go, for example, the Divido could get your Explorer for that price. Exactly. I would much rather my Explorer. To be fair, like, you look at something like, okay, you look at this. This looks a lot nicer. Not sure why it's 9.4. Maybe it's because of that really cool dial. But what does the movement look like? Same movement. Very nice case back though, with like how open it is. Yeah, so look at that dial. Urushi lacquer. That's cool. Again, Soratsu. So a big thing is the Soratsu finishing, all of that. Like, I do think the Divido Shibo looks very, very nice. But again, I'm not sure what they're thinking in terms of price. I have to say, the watch is immaculately finished. You've got a hankering for a reddish dial watch. Ooh, what could you do for red? What are you thinking in terms of red? Do you have an idea? And also, guys, I don't think I've mentioned this. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Do any of you listen to any watch podcasts? Farah. Farah is a good show. Yeah, do any of you listen to any watch podcasts? And if so, and also, separate question actually, do any of you watch the, unfortunately, Andrew Morgan Bell Cantu, the red one is no longer being sold. But do any of you... Vu and Lydia's after... I met them in Geneva. I'm meeting Vu and Lydia next month in Grashuta. I'm going to the Nomos Forum. Yeah, so do any of you watch the Watch Gecko channel? Watch Gecko specifically. Any watch podcasts? And do any of you watch the Watch Gecko channel? That's what I am asking. Don't know why it took me so long to get that out. I apologise. Tudor, Panna, I have a nice one. Yeah, Tudor, that new cherry red Black Bay. Yeah, Black Bay cherry. Oh, where's the new Black Bay? Are we just calling it the Black Bay cherry? I hope so. Thank you. Glashuta will be great fun. Yeah, the Nomos Forum is going to be amazing. I'm going to be seeing some people like Britt out there, Lydia. Yeah, a bunch of very, very lovely people that I'm very excited to see. Anyway, the reason why I bring up you watch all of the channels, you're a bit deranged. So that includes the Watch Gecko channel. Occasionally watch Watch Gecko. I've bought some straps off them. So yeah, I've got some Watch Gecko straps. Do you guys know why I'm mentioning the Watch Gecko channel? Because if you don't know, for example, I am doing some... Well, for example, my Apia review. That is fucking amazing. Hey, look. I'm now part of... I am now a Watch Gecko. Is that the correct terminology? I'm going to have to ask them. So yeah, I'm now a contributor to Watch Gecko. So that's very good. But it doesn't stop at articles. And we've got a fourth article lined up as well to go live. I'm actually going to be appearing on their YouTube channel regularly. Twice a month. Which is ridiculous. Like, including hosting their podcast with Tom. They're one of their new video hosts. So it's going to be me and him. So I'm just tooting my own horn. I'm squeezing my own boob here. I know that's not an expression, but we're going to roll with it. Bear with. I've got to reply to a message. So yeah, I'm very excited to host that, because that's going to be mad. And just to be clear, I am going to be getting paid for it. It's not out of the goodness of my heart or anything, but I am. But I would do it regardless, actually. To be entirely honest, I'd do it whether I got paid for it or not. I'd find it a lot harder to, but yeah, I'm very, very excited to be doing it. The guys over there are amazing. They're super passionate, and I'm quite excited about the projects the main project that we're working on. So yeah. It's It's weird to be doing that. Dancing about architecture is amazing. So, and also just to be clear, Bryn, this is going to be a visual podcast as well. So it's going to be video or audio. So you're going to be able to watch it if you like, which is also really good. So yeah, it's going to be a properly produced podcast with video that goes up on the channel as well as an audio option. So yeah, not bad, right? But should we have a look at Farah? Because it was mentioned. Who mentioned it? George. George mentioned it. I mean, that's quite a choice. Sorry, I was just checking my phone. That's a colour. That's certainly a colour. I mean, I quite like it. What movement does it use? The Jupere D100. That's a good movement. That is exactly the same movement as the Brunswick 38 uses from Fears. And the Brunswick 38 costs almost, well, in some variants, 3 times the price. So yeah, that's not bad. That's a nice watch, actually. I'm hoping to do some stuff with Farah soon. When you say red, how red are we talking? Does purple count? I know they're different colours, but for some people, it counts. There's a red Aquaterra too. Okay, we're gonna. I mean, I didn't know what price range we were looking at, so I was going sort of mid, low to mid, around the £1,000 mark, because I feel like that's a nice, for an enthusiast crowd, that's a nice sort of place to start without sort of blowing someone's budget out the water. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So we're going to go entirely the other direction. How about this? That's red. Oh, it's definitely maroon burgundy. Or there's more a crimson, actually. I mean, it's money. It's a little bit more than that grand I mentioned, but it's solid gold center links and crown and everything. So can't complain about it. Fits the bill. But then you also do have the Shades collection, and I can't believe I forgot about the Shades collection. Is there any more? There's no more reds. I'm looking. Okay, yeah, it's just the one red. But that is gorgeous. What did they call the red? I can't remember what the red is called. Was it terracotta? Does it say it somewhere on here? Technical data. Yes, terracotta. Haha, I remembered. I can't believe I remembered that. It's almost like I'm a nerd, not an expert. Plug. But to be honest, this is a beautiful watch, not smeared blood. Hello, James Blonde. How are you doing? I'm George Blonde. Terracotta. That was certainly was a joke. That certainly was a joke that you made. So Brent, what sort of price range are we talking? I mean, yeah, I really like Farah. I will show you the Farah I really want to review. This one. As you all know, I'm a little whore for... I'm just going to leave it there. No, as you all know, I'm a little whore for the Rolex Explorer 36mm. Sort of my grail watch. Sort of perfect, in my opinion. Except the 19mm lugs. But we look past it because I love every single other thing about it. Just the 19mm lugs. Finagle my paggle. I don't know what that was, but it's a negative. Yeah, I wish it was 20. But regardless, this is very similar sort of aesthetic. It's a gorgeous watch. It's featuring the LIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiii some much more expensive watches. For example, I'll compare it with the Fears Redcliffe, which is a $3,500 watch, which is also an amazing watch. I love the Redcliffe, and I actually think it's just an excellent, beautiful watch. Oh, that reminds... Talking about red dial watches, I can't believe I forgot. The Redcliffe, 39. It's 39.5. It's the LIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIIiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiii I mean, you could... The only difficulty is it's not really that burgundy. It's quite a vibrant cherry red, but that is a very good watch, actually. Like, there is a lot of things to like about this watch. For example, I mean, you can get it with a clear case back. It's no extra money, so ignore that. Like, the finishing on the bracelet, it is one of my favourite bracelets, the Redcliffe bracelet. I got intimately familiar with it. It's got hand enamelling in it as well. Like, yeah, the counterbalance is the little Fears pipette. It's hand enameled, but clasp with the Fears flower. Really nice box. Yeah. 3,150 including VAT. Because obviously they ship nationwide. If you had the money, Bryn, you could go for a Cartier Santos Demont Rewind. Yeah, I think we might be blowing past the 100, or the 100. I was going to say 100 grand. The $3,000 budget there. I mean, this is past the $3,000 budget. Let's not beat around the bush. But you know what's also mad about this watch? I'm just going to gush about the Fears Redcliffe for a minute, because I really, really like it. It's also 150 meters water resistant, 68-hour power reserve. It's like, it's within cost parameters of what's the word? Accuracy. My brain's not working, you know? It's just not working. So yeah, definitely do worse. I fancy a Cartier. I really want a dress watch. And I really want to go anywhere, do anything. I mean, Fears have had some gorgeous watches released of late. For example, this is polarizing, but I love it. What do we think of the Fears Arnos? That is on a rubber, but I think it absolutely suits the rubber. Yeah. Where's your boy, pal? Terry is at his house, chilling. He's my boy, pal. Are you suggesting that Terry and I are gay together? Terry's been in a relationship with his girlfriend for a long time. I mean, I'm single, but I also like women. Yeah. That's why I suggested to Tank. can sit used for 2.5k or 2.5G. Should we look at some pre-owned tanks then? Okay. Let's do it, shall we? Chrono 24, we'll just go straight in. We will... I like how these always turn into like watch buying sessions. Oh, what are you saying this, James? I mean, the hobnail pattern is gorgeous, I have to say. It wears like an absolute dream as well. Like, look at that. Oh, it's classic, yet very, very contemporary. Like this squished oniony crown. Where was it? That's the other strap it comes on, which is a leather. But even the buckle and stuff is all bespoke, and it's got a curved back as well and a curved front. So it reminds me in its profile. It reminds me of the Longines Dolce Vita, because it hugs the wrist, it hugs it, and all of this dial section, all of this hobnail section, is all rhodium plated, so it all shines so nicely. And look, it just has a real vintagey feel as well, because it's got the drilled lugs too. So honestly, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. And I think it comes with both straps. Does it come with both straps? I don't know. Tom's here. Everyone say hi, Tom. Everyone say hi. Would I go back? Absolutely I would. Yeah, absolutely I would. I don't have any reason not to. We didn't fall out or anything. I was just doing... so this is manual wind. It's actually featuring a Solitaire SW1000 movement, which is really, really cool. But yeah, I'd definitely go back to working at Fears. I had a great time there. Beautiful, passionate group of people. I was just covering someone's paternity leave, and they needed to hire people in the operations department and marketing department before they made a permanent hire in the commercial department, which is what I was working in. So yeah, just doesn't make sense. Anyway, I've got a job now that also does pay better, to be honest. I sell advertising at a newspaper. That's a full-time job, unfortunately. It doesn't pay very well, but we look past it. He says, dying inside. Okay. I say Tom, it's Thomas, actually. Thomas. I'm just used to calling people who are called... Yeah, Thomas, Tom. I mean, this is nice. The large. 2,757. Obviously it's quartz, because it's the large, rather than the... I say obviously it's quartz. It's not obvious to a lot of people, but it is quartz. You have to go to the XL model or Precious Metal or something before you want to get to manual or automatic or anything like that. But it's just gorgeous. It's just classy. I do love the tank. I really want a tank one day, but I don't think it's overly likely anytime soon. Are there any really good looking ones? Do they still have newspapers in England? Yes, they do. We actually have local newspapers as well. So the town the town I live in has several. Not too many people buy them. The one that gets sold in my town, or the largest one in my town, sells a couple thousand copies a day, and it's a town of 250,000 people. So only a couple percent of people buy it, but it's. I mean, that's still enough people to have like decent advertising revenue and stuff, and obviously that's what I do. That's my job. Specifically for this newspaper, actually. I mean, I can sell into newspapers in Oxfordshire or Reading or all sorts, but I specifically look at Swindon, which is my sort of area, my town. See, that's mad to me, James. But yeah. In the late 80s, early 90s, Cartier didn't sell mechanical watches at all. I mean, it makes sense from the sense that a lot of jewel, like for example, Bulgari, they've only just reintroduced this year reintroduced a mechanical Serpentine into the collection, didn't they? I feel like there was those jewellery watches, which obviously Cartier is a jeweller. They've always been a jeweller before they were a watchmaker. And those, with the quartz crisis, those jewellers did move away from mechanical, because it meant that they could make smaller, daintier watches at the time. You're looking for a new job. What have you done previously, Bryn? I'm curious. What's yours and Terry's next watch? I don't know about Terry. Terry's just bought an IWC Spitfire pilot's watch, and he loves it. In fact, we do have I'm just gonna go on to YouTube. We do have a full review of it. Not many people have watched it. This video's tanked. Christ. Seems like you guys didn't really like the watch either. But yeah, Terry bought a Spitfire. Yeah, just watch my own videos, you know. Yeah, it's a lovely watch. He did very well getting that. Paid under $4,000 for it. But yeah, T-Dog has a big boy watch now. My next watch, I'm not going to be getting a watch for a while, but when I do, I'm hoping that it's going to be a what's it called? I've talked about it already. What am I on? Does my brain just not work? It will be a Explorer 36mm. Yeah. And I've done lots of charity work as well, Bryn. Mainly working for charities, doing advice work, but I'm considering my options at Theoment. What's that? I'm curious. I don't know what that means. Am I being dumb? Explorer's a win. Yeah, Explorer 36mm. Because I want my next three. Sorry, it keeps sounding like I'm farting with this chat. I want my next three watches to be an amazing go anywhere, do anything. You're considering your options at the moment. Understood. Sorry, I was just being a special boy. Oh my god, Thomas. Oh my god. Super chat, $4.99. What is the watch you've... So, I'll read it in full. You've bloody paid for the privilege. Great to see you back, George. Thank you very much. We've missed you. What is the watch you've liked most that you've reviewed recently? The Formex, the Christopher Ward, or the Apia? So, out of those 3 watches, I've actually still got one of them here. I've still got the 4MAX on my desk. I really like the 4MAX. I actually really do like the 4MAX. But I'm gonna surprise you guys. Out of those 3, the one I wore the most day to day, the one I actually enjoyed wearing the most, was the Apia. It was a very different wearing experience to anything I've ever worn before, in a very good way. No, it's not perfect. Absolutely not. As you guys did point out, that I maybe should have honed in on a little bit more in the full video, is the finishing isn't what it could be for the price. They rely a bit too much on the story and all of that stuff. But I really liked it. Wearing it was a treat. It was different. It was refreshing. And maybe that would have worn off. I'm not saying it wouldn't have. But for the month or so I got to wear it, damn, that's a cool watch. Yeah, genuinely. Damn, that's a cool watch. I can't really say much more about it. The profile, the dial, like the dial zoomed in. I think that looks so cool. Yeah. Thanks, Patrick. Yeah. So yeah, obviously I'm just going on to my review of it. Wish the finishing was cleaner. That's certainly fair enough. I feel like the finishing on the bezel and everything is great. I feel like the finishing was going for a certain aesthetic, which certainly is not going to appeal to everyone. But when it came to me wearing it, I loved it. I really enjoyed wearing it. And yeah, it's got its issues. And I feel like for the price, £2,250, the finishing maybe does need to be cleaner. I'm not a big fan of the fact I had to tell them that the buckle was really uncomfortable and rough. But again, I have to acknowledge the fact that they made a new one and sent it to me. So yeah. You wish the dial was more vibrant. It's very monochrome, the watch. I like that about it, but I can see why people wouldn't, most definitely. And the rotor was noisy, as I wrote here. So yeah, rotor was also most certainly very noisy, which was a bit of a shitter. But yeah, out of those 3 watches, Thomas, the AP was my favourite. My least favourite was probably the Christopher Ward Reef, but only because it was 44mm or something. It just meant it got the least wrist time. It meant it's something that I'm not gonna pick up and go to wear a 44mm watch unless I've got unless it's something I've got a strong emotional connection with. I wore it, but as I said in the review, it's just not a watch for me at that size. It's got a lot to like about it. Certainly does. It's a great price for what you're getting. It's a phenomenal price, but just a bit too big for me. Probably the what? So I've had this for 2 days. The Loco, and it is incredible so far. It's certainly a conversation piece as well. People are like, what's the spinny thing? And I'm like, well, that is the heartbeat of your watch. Imagine having your heart in your mouth. That's what the spinny thing is. I tell people. You can see the heart beating 4 times a second. If my heart beat 4 times a second, I'd be dead. Probably. Would I? I reckon so. Let's be honest. I would most certainly be dead. Sorry, this is how to do a live stream, I've learned. You verbal diarrhea it, and you address questions. Do both you and Terry wear the watches you review? I don't offer them all to Terry, but he knows that if he wants to wear one for review, he certainly can, as much as he wants. He reviewed the Formex. I can't remember if he reviewed the Apia. He reviewed the Christopher Ward Reef. So yeah, he reviews any and all the watches he wants to review. At the end of the day, he's not the one doing the video, so he doesn't have to. But he's got the choice to, because we're 50-50 on the channel. So if there's something he wants to wear for a bit, absolutely. And as long as we've got time as well. For example, when we do a Nomos review, we've got 2 weeks with the watch. So he might, if he wants to, he might get a couple days. But it's unfortunately me that has to have the majority of the time with it. But yeah, he can wear them, all of our review watches, as much as he wants, as long as I get enough time. And if he doesn't want to, it's not an issue yet either. Probably not. That's 240 BPM, which would kill you if it was sustained for hours, but otherwise you would be fine. Okay, that's good to know. I think, what's the highest I've ever seen my heart rate? I think I've seen my heart rate like 230 before. But I was in hospital at the time with a heart issue. That's a story. When I tried to cook chicken in university and ended up in hospital. Certainly an interesting story. Moral of the story is don't let me cook for you. Fucking hell, Thomas. Another super chat. Bo. The Railmaster and new Aquaterra didn't make sense to you. What could Omega bring out that would make sense to you? That's a bloody good question. So, to clarify, I like the things Omega are releasing. I think they're nice watches. But their pricing ladder is stupid. Omega's pricing is fucking awful. I think that is exemplified first and foremost by the fact that the Aquaterra costs more than the SMP, than the Seamaster Professional. A watch with more features across the board. It's got more materials. It's got more detailing on the bracelet and everything. But it's the Seamaster, which is the same line as the Aquaterra, but it's the professional version of the Seamaster. You'd think, even in terms of the naming scheme, and not obviously as well as the feature set, the SMP should cost more. It's the more complicated watch. But no, the Aquaterra costs more because fuck you. Essentially, that's Omega's thought process behind it. It costs more because fuck you. We say it should cost more. I really don't know why the Aquaterra costs more. I think at least £300 more. It doesn't make sense to me. I'll be honest. Despite saying all of that, I said I wanted 3 watches in my collection: a Rolex Explorer 36mm, a chronograph, and a dress watch. My favorite chronograph on earth, surprise fucking surprise, is the Speedmaster. If I could choose any chronograph right now, chances are I would go for the Speedmaster 321. I'll be honest. It depends. So it honestly depends on the brand. But to answer your question, Thomas, for a watch to make sense to me from Omega, their pricing they need to sort the pricing out, because it makes no fucking sense. That's my honest. That is my honest take. Essentially, they need to sort the pricing out, and then they'll be better. I think they make some fabulous products. I think that, particularly with Railmaster, it's the fact that they had the Heritage model, which was better in every single way. The Railmaster was essentially it was a different dial, Aquaterra, which did sort of rub me up the wrong way when they have the Heritage model available. They need... Some of Omega's best watches are these limited edition watches that they keep doing. And then they keep doing the wanky, stupid engraved casebacks that date the watch. Like some of the Olympics watches that they do are beautiful. And then they've got some stupid giant Olympics logo on the back. I'm sorry, you've made a beautiful watch, and then you've slapped your dick on it. Like, it's dumb. It's dumb. It's not for me. I could phrase that way better. But, for example, the Caliber 321, this watch specifically, I think is nigh on perfect. It is gorgeous. Obviously, it's very hard to find one. And it's very expensive, £14,500. But I love it. And if I could choose any chronograph, steel chronograph, on Earth right now, it would be this. That's my take. And that is also my explanation of what Omega need to do differently. Sort out your prices. Stop making all the watches people actually want to buy with stupid engraved casebacks. And yeah. And I don't have an issue with an engraved caseback. For example, the engraved caseback on the first Omega in space. That's really nice. But yeah. Right. Let's catch up with the chat. Rant over. I can't talk. When you review a watch, do the brands allow you to ask those types of questions to them? Brum, just to ask, do you mean questions about pricing and all of that? Yeah. What specifically do you mean? Because I'd love to address that question, just not sure. Watches with Kim. Hey, how's it going? Sorry, I entirely missed you in the chat, but how is it going? Thank you so much for joining. You're a legend. Still love watching. I mostly just watch the Instagrams at this point. I'll be honest, I don't really watch any watch YouTube at this point, unfortunately. You want a white so Tanner says he wants a white Speedmaster or a black 300 meter or SMP. Both great choices. The black is amazing, and the white Speedmaster is the black hour markers. They are stunning. I love them to bits. Moser Streamliner, Oh my god, the Moses Streamliner is gorgeous. We'll get to it. I'll bring it up. Thomas Burnett says he's a massive Omega fan too. Just great heritage, but their modern watches don't really appeal apart from the Railmaster 57. See, the Railmaster 57 is the biggest issue with the new Railmaster. It's everything people wanted from a new Railmaster, and they know that. That's why they make the 57. Then they were like, now we're just going to make a worse, slightly modified Aquaterra for the people who don't, for the people who are dumb, essentially. Yeah, that's my take. I want a deeply engraved hippocampus. Is that too much to ask for? No, it's not. That is exactly why they make, for example, this. I mean, it's not deeply engraved. I mean, you can get a deeply engraved one. For example, on the... Yeah, that's pretty deeply engraved, isn't it? On the Hesselite. I still love this bracelet. It's a great bracelet. On the new style. I mean, it's been around for a few years now. Chris, absolutely. Hands-on horology. 13th of June 2026 at Protein Studios, Shoreditch. It's going to be amazing. Moz, thank you very much for joining. Absolutely love having you in here. It's great to see you. Whoa-hey. Moz, if you didn't know, is Fear's Watch Owners Enthusiast Group, of which Terry and I are a part, as we own our gimlets. Yes, could you ask them what their thinking is when you make the Aquaterra more expensive than the SMP? So we don't have any contacts at Swatch Group at all. No one at Tissot, no one at Swatch, no one at Omega, no one at any of those. Like, we are tiny fry. I mean, I'm still astonished Nomos has invited us out to Germany. Nomos make 20,000 watches a year, and they are flying me out to Germany. I'm astonished by that. But yeah, no contacts at all at the Swatch Group, so I couldn't ask them. And I think if I did ask them, they would get pissed off at me. If I'm being entirely honest. Sorry, bear with. Oh, okay, whether I could ask those questions for brands generally. If I'm being honest, I'm not sure I would. Yeah, not sure I would ask that question. There's things I do mention. I prefer it to come out in the review. If I'm being honest, I prefer it to come out in the review. Yeah. Especially, I prefer it to come out in the review if it's a post-release sample. If it's a prototype or something like it was with the Apia, I will give the feedback before the review and everything, which is what we did. But yeah. Yeah. Usually I will wait for the full review to come out to say things and address things, because I don't like giving brands an insight into what I'm going to say into a video beforehand, because I feel like they might try and influence what's in the video, even if it's a video on the rare occasion where someone's gifted us a watch and you guys are aware of every single occasion that has happened. We haven't hidden any of them. There was one occasion, the Venetian Eco review, we didn't realise we'd been gifted the watch until after the video, but then we gave the watch away. So we didn't benefit from that And also the content in the video wasn't shaped by the fact that we were being gifted the watch, because we didn't realise we were being gifted the watch, if that makes sense. They just sort of said 2 months later, hey, I said, when do you want us to send it back? And they said, no, you can keep it. That's literally what happened with the Venice Eco giveaway and stuff. But yeah. Do you think the family behind Swatch is driving down the stock price on purpose? I think that is possible, or will. But also, I just think the Swiss watch industry is really struggling. There's a couple local watch dealers we work with in my job for advertising, and they're spending a little bit less because the market's weak. They're not making as much. Demand is down. They're struggling. And these guys sell Rolex. They're not struggling, but demand is down. They don't have the same sort of marketing budget. So yeah, and these are guys that would spend 50, 60, 70 grand a year with just us on marketing. And yeah, they're just not spending as much, really. I'm not going to say the shops or anything, but yeah. The Nomos World Timer is amazing. I really want to review one. Have asked Nomos. I'm on a waiting list. I want to review the Volcano because that grey is beautiful. Got hands on with it, watched some wonders. That Nomos World Timer is incredible. Yeah, it is an incredible watch, that Nomos World Timer. I'm thinking about it now. Should we have a look at it? I'm gonna have to take off my jumper. I think I'm getting warm. Oh, there's the invite to the Nomos forum. Oopsie. It's in the club collection. See, this is my favourite one because I'm a basic bitch. I like versatile dials. Compare with the Omega Ceramic. Which Omega Ceramic? Just look at that, guys. Whilst you stare at that, and it makes your giblets all wibbly, I'm going to take off my jumper because I'm getting hot. I'm going to give you guys a striptease. Actually, God. Oh, good, I was off camera. You didn't actually see anything. Haha. No titties for you guys. Okay. Aquaterra World Timer. Sorry, I forgot they did a ceramic World Timer. Obviously, nobody. You know what, James? We'll be fair. We'll compare it with the steel World Timer because the Nomos is a steel watch. We have to be fair, okay? We have to be fair. So, what's the cheapest? We'll go for the cheapest. Okay. Right. I mean, you don't have to buy any merch. I mean, I plug it at the end of every video, but I literally leave it right to the end of the video, so I'm not forcing people through some sort of merch plug. It's just a nice little way to support us, to be honest. And to be honest, the stuff is really nice quality. Like, this is a nice corduroy hat. It's got a nice embroider on the back and stuff. I just bought this hat, so I'm enjoying wearing this at the moment. But I do wear, like, I've got like a black on black version of this as well, which I bought, and it just looks cool. So yeah, I'm gonna put that back on there. So the Nomos, obviously this button here, we do beanies. We do beanies, George. There are beanies. I'll show you. I should probably do a like a dark color beanie. I haven't bought a beanie yet. I haven't seen a review sample, but yeah, it looks quite cool. Yeah, I should probably do like a white and black, or black and white version, so it's just like more stealth. But I'll get to it. I'll probably do it this evening. But so Nomos World Timer is less than a centimeter thick, 9.9 millimeters. It is 40 millimeters in diameter, which is excellent. So it's very nice watch. And then the Aquaterra, not only is it £9,400 compared with £3,940, so this is less than half the price, a lot less than half the price. It's also 14 millimeters thick. It's half a centimeter thicker. That's mad. And yeah, Bryn, our hoodies. I mean, I've got two now, both grey. I really want the green. Both hoodies are. The hoodies are beautiful. They've got really nice like embroidery and stuff on the sleeves. Yeah. Currently, I am the only one on Earth who owns a hoodie. Yeah. So Will actually asked a question I missed. Let's address it. Do you think the US tariffs will impact German watchmaking, since they could now be comparable, less than Swiss made? So I was actually having some thoughts on this, and we haven't made a video on it yet because our videos on tariffs and prices and all of that always seem to do terribly. The ceramic's 1.7. Let's have a look. Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, our videos on that stuff always tend to do terribly. No, it's 1.4. You do mean this one, right? Titanium on rubber and stuff. What about the green? Yeah, still 14. I wonder where they're measuring it from, though. If they're doing like glass to glass or what. Yeah, I wonder what their measuring methodology, so to speak, is. Because it is Omega. They might be fudging it slightly. Who knows? But yeah, I do think these tariffs do place British and Swiss watchmaking at a disadvantage. Absolutely. And I say British in there as well because the British watch industry does rely a lot, for example, with Christopher Ward, on Swiss movements and Swiss parts. So it places them at a disadvantage. Absolutely. What is the tariff? What are the tariffs on Germany right now? Is that 25 blanket tariff? Okay, so I'm not sure what the blanket tariff on Germany is. US tariffs on Germany. Okay, 15%. So it's 39% on... Yeah, they absolutely did, James. Hopefully it only lasts a few years under the current administration though. And Christopher Ward has always been Swiss. Let's not lie about it. It's 39% for Switzerland, 15% for Germany. So Germany's definitely at an advantage when it comes to the US watch market. But also there's another player we're forgetting. Because obviously Trump dislikes China and Chinese imports and stuff. But what about Japan? So Japan's watch industry is certainly in a position to take advantage of this. 10% on the UK, but let's not forget Swiss movements, all of that stuff. So yeah, like fears are. I don't actually know what fears are doing, but you try and buy a watch from the US, like a Christopher Ward from the US, you're going to get saddled with a lot of import, and it is non-refundable if you want to send it back. Not Christopher Ward's fault, but it's still not good. So yeah, not good at all. So yeah, I've had this tab open a while. Let's have a look at the streamliner. So IWC, as far as I understand, was never an American brand. It was founded by an American, but they specifically went to Switzerland to found it, as far as I understand. So IWC was the first brand. So they took an American approach to watchmaking in that they essentially used like the industrialized Ford model. I say Ford, they predate Ford, but you get what I mean. It was standardization. It wasn't just different shepherd's huts in the hills with people making watch parts and then they brought them together to assemble them. They actually had one facility and they made it mass produced, and IWC was one of the first to do that in Switzerland. They saw the potential, from what I understand, but it was an American that did it. And yeah, Rolex being English, I don't think Rolex was ever English. Rolex is English in a way that obviously Rolex was founded in London. I know that much. Absolutely. Rolex was founded in London. But it was founded by a German in London. Okay? They only went to Switzerland to take advantage of the cheap labour. Okay, yeah, fair. I mean, Switzerland at the time was probably a underdeveloped shithole. Need to make a move. See you, Bryn. Thank you for joining. You absolute legend. We love you. We love you. Yeah, thank you for joining, Brim. What was I talking about? Anyway, look at the streamliner. Just look at this. Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Look at that movement. What I wouldn't do for a Moser. Imagine wearing a Moser. And look at this. Tourbillon skeleton. Oh, you're all going to have to donate a massive amount if I want to afford this. I just see like 100 grand donations popping up in the chat. Imagine. That would be mental. Just Mr. Beasting it. Oh, I'll tell you one watch I do want to get. It's on the list. It is on the list. This. Is the pictures loading? There we go. Look at that, my guys. Cathedral hands, beautiful dial. But do you know why this watch is gorgeous? Do you know why it's special? What's special about this watch? Because it looks very... It doesn't look overly special from that. You probably just saw the title, to be honest. Why is it special? Why is it special? Other than the fact it's like $5.5 grand. Fuck it out, Thomas. Vertex, Garrick, Banford, Anordain, Christopher Ward, Schofield, Apia, Studio Underdog, Farah, Fears, Mr. Jones, Isotope, Paulin, etc. Yeah, Thomas, it is deadbeat seconds. The movement is stunning. But yeah, anyway, I will reread your comment uninterrupted. Vertex, Garrick, Bamford, Anordain, Christopher Ward, Schofield, Apia, Studio Underdog, Farah, Fears, Mr. Jones, Isotope, Paulin, etc. Which 5 brands are your fave? Also, thank you very, very much for the super chat. You are an absolute legend, may I add. I'm just thinking about your question. When I see a deadbeat, I think about a watch being on child support. Okay. Studio Underdog is definitely in the top 5. I think their impact is... I just think their impact on the watch industry for a brand of their size and age is unrivaled. Everyone knows them. I say everyone. Within enthusiast circles, certainly everyone does. But yeah, their impact on the watch industry has been unrivaled for a brand of their size and age. And I love their watches. And I love the people that work there. And yeah, so that's Studio Underdog. Anordain. I've done a review with Paulin. Haven't done a review on Anordain, but I've been hands-on with them. I know some of the team over at Anordain. They are brilliant. I do love their dials. Say what you want about their wait lists and all of that, and how difficult it is to get some of their watches. They're gorgeous. They simply are gorgeous. They're also expensive, but they're gorgeous. Fears, absolutely. That's a little bit more personal. I did work there, but I also just think they are, in a very real sense, quintessentially British. They've got the heritage. They are the oldest British watch brand. I believe it's still in operation. Obviously, they stopped for like 40, 50 years, but the current guy that runs Fears is the grandson of the last managing director. So he's actually the 4th managing director, and it's been like father to son to grandson to whatever that whole time. Obviously it skipped a generation at one point, but it's still family owned for the entire time. So Fear's certainly in there, because what they've managed to accomplish in 9 years as well, I think it's really great. They make some cool ass watches. Their customer service is unrivaled for the price point as well, I believe. So yeah, that's 3. Chris Ward. Again, I think they're brilliant. Say what you want about their customer service. I personally haven't experienced any issues, but I acknowledge that they're there. Christopher Ward have acknowledged to me that they're there as well. For example, on our most recent Christopher Ward video about how they're not a micro brand, they acknowledged in the comments that they're not perfect. and that they've got work to do. So yeah, that was really nice to see. So yeah, Christopher Ward, most certainly, are in there. They make some phenomenal watches, particularly for the money, and some industry upsetting watches as well, like the Belcanto. The 12 is an icon. I mean, more recently the Loco. These were watches that I wouldn't say it's unreasonable to say they rocked the industry. And also, there's one last one. Roger Smith. I don't have to explain that one. Let's be honest. It's Roger Smith. So yeah. What do you guys think of that 5? I've probably chosen like the 5 biggest, but fuck it. They're my favourite, and I think they're the biggest, some of the most well known for a reason, if I'm being honest. You have a build window in 2028 with Anne Ordain. When did you order that, Thomas? When did you order it? Because that's a long fucking time to wait. And have you already paid in full? That's my question. Because that's mental. I know Pinion. I don't know them terribly well, but I know Pinion. Oh, there we go. I follow them on Instagram, I'm pretty sure. I think I've also been to a talk by the guy that runs it, the Best of British Watch Show. Ooh, talking about the Best of British Watch Show, are any of you going to Brighton for the Best of British Watch Show? Any of you going to be there? All of you, come to Brighton for the Best of British Watch Show. I'm actually going to be exhibiting there, which is very cool, very interesting, very nice, very sick. Also, I do love Vertex. I just feel like they are a little bit overpriced, unfortunately. But I do really like Vertex. Same with Farah. I really like Farah. I don't think they're overpriced. They just don't tickle my pickle in the same way as the other brands I mentioned. There's nothing wrong with that, because they tickle other people's pickle. They are a tickle pickling brand for others. A tickle pickling? Did I say tickle pickling? I think I said tickle pickling. Okay, ignore me. We don't tickle pickles. I mean, I don't even know what I'm on about now. I actually think I might be going insane. Oh well. Yeah, Pinion are nice. How did I forget? Fucking... Oh. If there was a 6th on that list, I love Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones might be 7th, but Bowcroft. I really like Bowcroft too. I'm seeing Bowcroft at the end of this month, visiting their new showroom. Like 10 days actually. When is it? Oh, well, I can't open my calendar. That's fun. But yeah, Bowcroft are also beautiful. Like this black, it's like an inky deep black. I've got a Mr. Jones, and Mr. Jones are lovely fun. I got a press release about a Mr. Jones that's releasing, but that's not a watch. There we go, Mr. Jones watches. I mean, you can get them pretty cheap as well. Even brand new, it's £200. Obviously, I got the £500 one because I'm a spaz boy. There we go. Best-selling, prices high to low. Yeah, they do also make like a £2.5 grand watch, which is mental. The Indefatigable Sphinx. I want to know, I mean, they've got 5 left. It's low stock. How many did they make? It's a Sleater SW200 movement for £2.5 grand. That's a bit mad. It's a bit mad. But that dial is ridiculous. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm going to sound like an old person here. Don't know what the time is there. I'm guessing it's 10 past 10, given that all watches display the time at 10 past 10 on their marketing images. But still... okay, there's a hand there, It's still a mental watch. Thomas is leading the charge on getting me that Moser, so thank you very much, Thomas. He's not leading the charge on getting me the Moser. He's leading the charge on getting me the Rolex. The Rolex Explorer 36mm. So everyone say thank you, Thomas, for helping George get a Rolex. Not that I'll be getting one for years. I don't think I'll be getting one before I move out, if I'm being honest. Marlowe do some nice, beautiful dials. You are absolutely correct. Helicon were a new one on me at British Watchmakers Day, only a year old. Denison do make some great stuff too. A Denison British. Oh, I missed the... oh. Okay, so British American watch company. 'Cause I love Denison. I would really like Denison. History. Okay, so originally founded in Brunswick, Maine. Oh, is that where he was born? Okay, so it was the biggest watchmaker in the US at one point. Don't worry, I don't mind people spelling my name wrong. I'm very used to it, Dr. Bob. Oh golly, I'm dying. Oh, okay. Bramont, $2,500 for an SW200. Hold my beer. Fair. George is me. Jorge is the dying man on screen. I mean, yeah. I am Jorge. I am the big whore. I have just been informed that Roger Smith is also the alien from American Dad. I'd forgotten about that. Greetings from Aruba. Hello. Greetings. Jorge, you big ignorant Britishers. Oh gosh. That's certainly a sentence, isn't it? Jorge, you big ignorant Britishers. Yes, I'm very British. I don't even have any heritage I know about from other countries. I haven't done one of the ancestry things. My mum has. There was Danish in there, so I'm sure there's obviously there's Danish in me in that case. But as far back as I know, everyone's been from this country. So I'm certainly not Scandinavian in living memory or anything. Denison was started by Aaron Ludwig, or Lufkin. I'm gonna re-say this because I'm butchering it. Denison was started by Aaron Lufkin Denison, who was the main man who started Waltham Watches. They were the brand who started the industrialized building of watches in America. That's very cool. Hello, Jason. Yeah, so Design Atelier is here. He's from Aruba. That is so cool that he's watching from Aruba. No Brazilian milkman. I don't think so. I'd have to ask my mum. But I look too much like my dad for there to be a Brazilian milkman in the picture. And my dad tans a lot. So there must be something there. Who knows? But obviously I'm quite blonde. I dye my beard so that it's visible. Have I ever said that in a video before? I don't know. Probably. So I dye my beard so it's visible. Otherwise it would be translucent blonde. Cool channel. You check out more of the videos. Oh, thank you. That would be lovely if you did that. I'd really appreciate it. You don't have to. If they're not your thing, I understand. Because I'm a bit of a moron. And I say a lot of random stuff. Bless. You're such a sweetie. Oh, thank you, James. I try. I'm not sure if that was meant as a compliment or you were just calling me slightly what's the word? Can't think of the word. Naive. That's the one. If Thomas is here, it's mandatory for me to see the channel out. I respect it. Yeah. It is. As in, it is a way of calling me naive. I knew it. That was me expressing displeasure. I don't know. I don't know what that was. This is the new Denison that they're making in association with Time and Tide. That's very nice, isn't it? Look at that, like, mosaic. That, like, herringbone, mother of pearl. That's very nice. That's very nice, guys. I do love the fact that the Denison logo is pad printed on there, so it does a what's the word? Shadow. That's the one. A shadow on the dial. God, my brain is just running at about 3 miles an hour today, if I'm lucky. So yeah, the love between Thomas and Design Atelier, aka Jason, in the chat, beautiful. We love to see it. It's Guy. Oh yeah, I'm not sharing my screen. Shit. Yeah. Okay, there we go. I forgot to share my screen. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you for mentioning it. Can't believe I do this so say professionally. And WatchGecko are going to be paying me to prepare it. Ooh, that's a scary thought when I can't even remember if I can share my screen. But yeah, look at that. That is gorgeous, isn't it? He lives in Kokomo. That's a song, isn't it? Kokomo. I think I'm gonna get the entire stream taken down, but That's enough of that. I don't want to be like Family Guy and drag the joke out. I dragged that joke out for far too long. And now the stream's going to get demonetized. Perfect. Aruba, Jamaica. There we go. That's my rendition of it. I knew Kokomo was a song. I didn't know the first line of the song was actually Aruba. That had never occurred to me. Dear Lord, that escalated quickly. Why do you guys watch this channel? Why? That's a sincere question, by the way. Why? Is it for dumb shit like that? Is that the answer? Or is it actually to hear me talk about watches? Or is it just to see me humiliate myself? James is just like, why do you watch this channel? Something to do. I'm fond. Oh, that's very sweet. I'm fond. Why do you watch this channel? I'm fond. Sort of like an old dog. It can't see. It smells. And it keeps falling down the stairs. But I'm fond. You know? At some point, you're going to have to take it out back and hit it around the head with a shovel. But, I'm fond. YouTube suggested me to you just now. Perfect. That's what we like. Fuck yeah. YouTube's on my side. But yeah. Jason, that Denison is fire. Like, that herringbone mother of pearl pattern is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Yeah. I tried to do a thing there. Did not work. If I designed a watch, what would it look like? Thank you for the super chat, you absolutely mental man. Once again, he's contributing to the Rolex fund. Sorry, just sending a message. If I designed a watch, what would it look like? You've broken my brain. I don't know. There's a reason I review watches and I don't, design them. Greg. Hello, Greg. That was the wrong salute to do. I was trying to salute to Greg and did entirely the wrong salute. Oh dear. Greg is amazing. Greg was one of my customers. I say customers. He never actually bought anything off me. Greg was a customer of mine at Goldsmiths before I ever started the... Was it before I ever started the channel? I was literally like 1 or 2 videos in and I met Greg, showed him Zeniths and stuff, and we just nerded out together for an hour, and it was an amazing day of work. We love Greg. Greg is the best. Yes, my heart goes out to you. I'm not extending my arm again, but my heart goes out to you. There we go. Because I love you all. Mo says, bonsoir, les amis. It was pre-channel days. Pre-channel. Like, no, I'm not saying that. Denison just make beautiful watches. I'm moving on from that whole pre-thing. Which Denison would I get? I don't know. It's a hard choice. It's like choosing between children. Except children are bastards. No, oh my god. Children can't be bastards. Just kick them in the shins. Not all children. Only some children. Very touching. Put the roll in the bag. Who are we touching? Sorry, I'm confused now. What are we touching? Greg, same. A manual wine Denison. It's got to happen, right? Because at the moment, they're all quartz. They're all quartz. We need... yeah, we need a manual wind one. Tiger's Eye is the one he would get. Yes, absolutely. Thomas, Tiger Eye is beautiful. Tiger Eye is always a stunner. Rubelite is also a stunner. I mean, every single one of these are a stunner. Even the natural wood. Tried that one in person. It's gorgeous. As Jason has just said, the herringbone mother of pearl, I think, is the new showstopper. The malachite, gorgeous. The lapis is beautiful. Adventuring, I think at this point, is a little bit overdone. Not so keen on the adventuring. Apparently, there's no one watching now. 0 viewers. Not sure what's happened. If you're still in the chat, drop me a comment, because I'm very confused at what just happened. Everyone has just gone, you know what? No. 0 viewers. Oh well. Okay, you're still here. Yeah, according to my plugin, everyone left. Who's Slick Sauce? Hello, Slick Sauce. I do love them, but I think they're perhaps a bit expensive for what they are. However, I've not handled one, so perhaps they're better than I expect. Or than I suspect. How's the quality? Quality's... So I've been hands-on with them in Geneva. They're really nice. They're really good, actually. I think they're great. I think they're excellent. Well, now it says I've got 5 people watching, but there's clearly more than 2 people in the chat. I'll go with 5. I'll go with 5 viewers. This stream's like maxed out at 17 or something at one point. I don't know. Hello, Slick Sauce. Thank you for joining, you legend. We're quite a close-knit community on this channel, but more the merrier. You're always welcome. Do you have any watch-related questions? Would any questions about me? I don't know. Greg's, I'm gonna need that sausage roll, mate. YouTube is James, I've already sent you 13 via Royal Mail first class. It's up to their discretion now. My viewers are sending each other fucking sausage rolls. How was the run? It was awful. I've already reached out to a sports therapist because I injured myself at the end of June. I'm still not right. I need professional help with my leg and other reasons. So yeah, it was truly awful. The pain was excruciating. I didn't get more than a kilometre in. Yeah, not good today. Last week was a lot better, but today was really bad. So I've reached out to a sports therapist. Because at one point I was running multiple 5Ks a week and stuff, trying to work up the distance. But yeah, since I got injured, bad. Are you a fan of G-Shocks? I am. I have 2. One I wear now and then. I wore it today, actually. Funny you should ask. For the first time in a while. So it's very big, but I like wearing it. I wear my F91W more often than my G-Shocks because there's just something nice about wearing a cheap watch. Would I think about going to Dubai Watch Week? I absolutely would. The issue is money. I'm a brokey. I'm a broke bitch. I'm too much of a watch slut to have money. I am a broke bitch. I am, yes. Hey, I'm lucky. I'm going to Germany because they are because I'm getting paid to go. Well, I'm not getting paid to go. They're paying for me to go. That's the correct way of saying that and wording it in a way that makes sense. Yes, they're paying for my flights and hotels whilst I'm in Dresden and stuff. So otherwise I wouldn't be going, if I'm being entirely honest. I need to save all the money and stuff I can. I'm technically doing 3 jobs. This, work for Watch Gecko, and my day job. To answer your question, Jason, my day job is I work at a newspaper doing the advertising. Yeah. It's not my favourite thing, but we move. It could be a lot worse. I love the people I work with. It's got a generous bonus scheme if you hit target. Haven't hit target yet, but yeah. The Nomos thing is sick. It is sick. I cannot wait to visit Nomos. It's going to be amazing. I'm spending 4 days in Germany, 2 with Nomos. I'm paying for my hotel for 2 days in Berlin because it's going to cost like 60 quid or more than that probably, for 2 nights in a hotel, but it's going to be amazing. And Tyler, are you glad you tuned in on the broke bitch part? Because, yeah. It's cool, right? If you win the lottery, you'll retire me. Do you play the lottery? Also, I don't think I would retire. I enjoy doing YouTube and watch industry stuff too much. So if I won the lottery, if I got rich somehow, I'd just do that as much as I could. I'd become even more engaged in the community, go to as many events all around the world as I could and stuff, and my dream is to do watch content full time, but that's what I thought, Greg. You don't play the lottery, so shut up your hussy mouth. And yes, person on my phone, I did use the word hussy. Greg is a hussy. That's what we're saying now. 1 second. Anyway, I should probably finish up in a minute because I actually have some script writing to do for next week and my first ever shooting day with Watch Gecko. I actually have to write a script. Usually I don't with these with videos. Not a ever since the Mr. Jones review, which was the very first watch review we did, I have never once written a script, in all honesty. Terry likes football, but I don't think Terry's here. Terry's not in the chat at all. Also, no, I'm not going to stop calling people hussies, because some people are hussies, and they got to be called out. Oh shit, Tyler, fucking hell. Fucking super chat, $9.99. What a damn. Thank you, Tyler. What a bloody hell. Shit. That's thank you for the super chat. You absolute mentalist. I don't get why people pay me money to sit here and chat shit for a while. It confuses me. It confuses me so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it massively. Why hasn't the super chat shown up on screen? Why hasn't the channel given you a big shout out? That's... Well, I'm going to give you a big shout out. In fact, I'm going to give you... That's your very first super chat. So, at a minimum, you deserve your own rendition of the first 20 seconds of Kokomo. $20. Last 20 seconds. I'm sorry. I have too much shame to do any more than 20 seconds. But thank you very much, Tyler. You're an absolute legend. I'm sorry, that was just a punishment for everyone in chat, wasn't it? Like, oh my god, George is listening to Kokomo again. Stop. Stop the madness. But yeah. Everyone who's viewed this tonight, thank you very much. You have improved my week immensely. Thomas, Tyler, thank you very much for the super chats. Like, I don't get why you do that, but it's so appreciated, like, massively. And to answer your final question, Thomas, because I don't think I actually ever addressed your question, if I designed a watch, what would it look like? Shit. It would look like shit. There's a reason I review watches and don't design them, because I'm confident it would look like shit. I'm not nearly creative or artistic and stuff enough. It tested my abilities to design our logo. My like the little weird Watch Yourself George logo that we have. This one. That tested my abilities in Illustrator. And I mean, like, I'm happy with how it turned out, but yeah. It tested me. And also, Ireland's beautiful. I want to go back to Ireland. What's the least Nomos watch you could wear while visiting them? I will be wearing a Nomos whilst I'm there. I've already talked to them, and they asked me if I own a Nomos. I had to turn around to Nomos and said, no, I can't afford one. My whole thing is, I review things that I'm too broke for. And I'm very conscious of that. I'm like, this $7,000 watch isn't worth the money. I can't even afford a £700 watch. But, hey, I'm just going to play with this expensive thing and hope people give a shit what I have to say. It's all very dumb, to be honest. The whole watch reviewing thing when I can't afford any of the stuff I'm touching. But, hey... So yeah, I will be wearing a Nomos whilst I'm at Nomos because they're sending me one, A, to review, and B, to wear whilst I'm there because I'm attending the Nomos forum. It's got Nomos in the name. I can't really attend like a 2-day event with them and not wear one of their watches. But they're nice enough to lend me one whilst I'm there. Hey, who knows? They might give me one. If they give me a Nomos, I'll be very happy. God, imagine that. Imagine if I get gifted a Nomos. Oh, look. There's a pig flying. Yeah. The chances are not looking good. But who knows? Now you're talking shit. Everyone is an expert consumer. I am most certainly not an expert. It's sort of the whole tagline. The reason why I say I'm not an expert, I don't think I've ever really explained this. The whole not an expert thing came around when I first started making YouTube videos, and I was very conscious of the fact that I didn't want to come across like a dickhead or preachy, and I hope I don't come across preachy at all. So I immediately wanted to dress myself down by saying I'm not an expert, I'm just a nerd. My opinions don't mean anything. I'm just sort of here to entertain you and maybe teach you a little bit on the subject matter my autistic brain hyperfixates on. And then it sort of evolved into a fun thing, like not an expert. It's like just don't take me seriously. I don't want you guys to take anything about this channel seriously. It's not here to dress anyone down or tell anyone what they should or shouldn't buy or enjoy. It's just me giving my silly little opinions. That's why, yeah, I'm just giving stupid opinions and they don't mean anything. If I say I don't like a watch but you like it, if you like it, I want you to get it. I want you to enjoy it. Good night, Greg. Have a nice evening. That's the one. Terror Monkey? No, not an expert. I'm going to fight you guys on this. Why do you think I'm an expert? I genuinely want someone to put in the chat, if you do think I'm an expert, why you think I'm an expert. Because I will fight this. I'm not an expert. I don't know enough on the subject matter, and I could know everything there is to know about watches and stuff, and I will always fight that label. I don't want that label. I just want to be an enthusiast. Even if I'm doing this professionally, I don't want to be an expert. I want to stay an enthusiast. I want to say someone who's passionate and one of us, essentially. Yeah, that's my final little thing. And James, thank you for saying my strength is effective broadcasting. That's very much appreciated. I enjoy it. I enjoy broadcasting, weirdly. But yeah, right. I'm still curious if what you guys think is the reason that I'm an expert, but I really should do some script writing. I've been told to stop calling people hussies, like I called Greg a hussy. So Greg, if you ever see this little last part of the stream, you're not a hussy. I apologise. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. For the people who left super chats, you're amazing. Ask Hildegard to get me an employee discount. Even with an employee discount, I cannot afford a Nomos. It's just out of the question. It's just out of the question, unfortunately. But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you very much. Have a great night. And watch yourselves. Also, merch. Don't forget the merch.